What's going on, everybody? This is Al from NCAA 06 Revival. And first off, I just want to thank for everyone who posted in the comment section in the last video about kind of what you wanted to see in the future, especially with this Dynasty and what's to come after that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick with the Washington State run for maybe about a season or two. Just because I got a lot of freshmen, I kind of want to see how they do. Plus, I'm thinking this season is going to be a whole lot harder than last year just because I'm replacing freshmen with a bunch of seniors who contributed a whole lot for me last season. Also, I'm going to load up the schedule a little bit more and whatnot, so I think it'll be quite interesting. And then once that's done, I think my next go run will be with an FCS school or a creative school of some sort. I don't know, I haven't given it much thought. I'll figure that out when the time comes. But for now, we'll at least probably go through one more season here. I think I said in the previous video or the video before that, I hate leaving after one season. I'm a Tennessee fan. I had to go through the whole Lane Kiffin debacle. That was a mess for us. It set us back for quite a while. I mean, we're still trying to recover from it. Of course, we could have just hired better coaches in the past, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, today we're going to get into our preseason shenanigans. Let's go to preseason options, and let's go to custom schedule. We're going to load this thing up with some ranked teams. It looks like I can't do anything on the back end, so so these three teams right here, we're going to go, I know we're going to go with SMU on one of them. Let's just go ahead and find them. Let's just go to SMU. Let me look at my home and away. It should be half and half. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there should be, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So just looking at their conference schedule, we got a 14 and 6 and a 19. Pretty good schedule out of the gate. I'm trying to say, who did we play last year? We didn't play Stanford. I think that was the one team we did not play, and they're still not on our schedule. I guess it probably will be next season. So I'm going to do 2 home and 1 away. I can go... We can leave that as a road trip. We'll just head on the road. Back to SMU. Back to where it all started. Okay, that is Conference USA. So let's try to get maybe an SEC team and an ACC team or something. Maybe a Big 12 or Big 10. I don't know. Let's just go to here. Let's just see what our options are. Colorado, that's close. They're technically, Big 12 in this game. 22nd. Iowa. At Iowa. It's been a while since I've been there. I guess I've done that in my Indiana. I'm not going to do LSU. We've played them several times, and again, when we were SMU, so I want to do a little something different. Michigan. I played Michigan 500 times, it seemed, in my Yale and my Indiana dynasties. Michigan State, I played them last season. The season before when I was at SMU. I'm trying to think of somebody I just haven't played in a long time. Oklahoma, we just played them. Penn State, Purdue's I had done that in my Indiana dynasty. I'm trying to think. We could go here. We can go Tennessee. We can have them come up to Pullman. A&M would be a good option. Tech. Let's just go through the rest of these. Virginia Tech. That's a good one. I haven't played them in a long time. I want to go to Virginia Tech. Let's do 2 road games, and we'll have a home game here. Let's do a ranked team. Let's go back. I'm thinking... let's go... Auburn? Let's do Auburn. Yeah. I haven't played Auburn in a long time, have I? I'm trying to think. We don't have many options here. A&M. I'm already playing at a Texas school. I don't want to play another one. Is that all? I think that was all of them. So that's 2 Texas schools. Miami, we played. I'm trying to think. Didn't I play at Miami when I was SMU, like my second or third year? I don't remember. Hey, let's just do Auburn. That's fine. Okay, so that's as tough a schedule. I mean, I can make it tougher, but I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, that's a pretty tough schedule. I mean, 3 top 20 teams out of the gate. So if I could get through this with a bunch of freshmen that are going to start, that's pretty impressive. I hope I can get it done. Okay, I think that's a good schedule. We'll go yes there. I'm going to keep it at 11 games. I got no point or no reason to do 12. Redshirting. Okay. Only one person mentioned this, and we'll look at that here in a minute, so I'm getting ahead of myself. But quarterbacks, our starter, we got an 84 and an 84, but our starter's going to be our true freshman, our redshirt freshman, Craig Thomas. Rutgers got better awareness, but nobody has a better arm than this cat right here. So he's going to be my starter. So what? Rutgers going to be his backup, which means these three freshmen, I can redshirt. So by the time these are freshmen, he'll be a sophomore. I'd love to stagger these, but at least we have some depth here in case something goes wrong with Thomas. Okay, nobody really mentioned this. I want to change his number. Now, in the past, I've said I don't like really changing numbers, but the fact that Wade, our previous running back, was 26, and this Shelton kid is going to be just so special for us. He could just do so many things. I'm going to change his number. I can't do it here, so let's just go back out. I can go back to Redshirting here in a minute. Let's just go back to the roster while it's on my mind. Since he was the top athlete coming out, I'm going to go ahead and give him number 1. He deserves it. We'll just go with there. Only one person actually recommended that in the comment section, and that was my original feeling. Gut feeling was to give him number 1. So let's just go ahead and give him number 1. I think he'll earn it. Okay, now let's go back to redshirting. So Shelton will be my starter. It's pretty obvious, so that means we can redshirt Leslie Holden. Fullback, I wasn't able to do much here. I'd love to, technically if they're going to let me redshirt, but I'm not going to. Both of them are not very good, so it doesn't make much of a difference. This is going to be a priority for me in the regular season if I can find another guy, though. Wide receiver, pretty simple here. We're going to redshirt George Washington. I love saying that. That's hilarious. We won't need him this season. We got plenty of guys ahead of him. He'll get his chance probably next season. Tight end. I'm gonna redshirt the. He doesn't have the speed of Bridges. Bridges is just far and away, and I only do like a couple, 2 tight end sets. Sharp is even more faster than Walker. So let's just go ahead. I'm just going to redshirt Walker, and he can get some time next year when Bridges leaves. Tackle. Let's see. Thomas and Crowell. I guess that's how you say it. Will be my starter, so we can redshirt. I'm going to redshirt both of these guys. I'll just have to make a note for second string. If I put in my second string offense, that my tackle spot will be thin. So I just have to be mindful of that. But there's just no need for me to have one of them sitting behind one of these guys. So I'll just redshirt both. Looks like I'm going to do the same with these two right here. It's pretty obvious Pierman and Hall are going to be my starters. So we could do that. So I'm going to be thin at guard and tackle. So what that means, I probably won't sub in the full second string team offense or second team offense. I will just sub in our key players. How about we just do that? Like a running back or quarterback, put in some backups for them. Stuff like that. I'm not going to redshirt Ball. He needs to start. He's the obvious better player. I'm sure he's... Is he stronger? He's much stronger. Let's look at his pass block and run block. 84, yeah, he's just a better center all around. So we're just going to let him start. Leave that as is. Hard to believe, 5-star defensive end Sean Blair. I'm going to be able to redshirt that guy. We just got some good studs ahead of him. So super excited about these guys. Defensive tackle. We're finally got some depth here. Probably redshirt these two back end guys. We'll leave that junior as is. Outside linebacker, Weiser. He's an impact guy. We're not going to redshirt him. Middle linebacker, we're sticking with the 4-2-5, so I don't need... I'm not going to redshirt Copeland. Yeah, let's redshirt Copeland, just in case. Nah, that'd be stupid. Let's just not redshirt him. I'll just keep getting more middle linebackers in the offseason. He's a senior. I hate the redshirt a senior. Corner, we don't need a whole lot of depth here, so we can redshirt this freshman, Armstrong. He's got much less awareness than Weatherford, so Weatherford needs to start. Free safety, we can redshirt Barkley. He will probably start for us next season when Dunbar leaves. Even though Dunbar's got 80 speed, I got to keep him out. 84 awareness, that's needed compared to 59 for Barkley. Strong safety. We got true freshman Michael Burke's going to start for us. That was a great pickup. 91 speed, that's rare for a safety, or a strong safety, I should say. They're basically lightweight outside linebackers in this game. Junior and true freshman, we can redshirt the freshman Childress and leave it at that. So Burke and Coley will be our starters, and we'll have a couple of backups behind them. So we're in really good shape at strong safety. Kicker, we're not going to. Punter, we're not going to. And that's it for the redshirting. Now we can go back to our rosters and get the depth chart out of the way. Go here. Go rosters. We'll go depth chart. We're going to start Thomas. Everybody else is redshirting behind Rucker. Halfback, we got Shelton, Stewart, Harvey, Poole. Now, Stewart, I almost feel like I need to play Harvey. I think he's got the better catch. He does. I'm going to start Harvey over Stewart because I'm still going to do a lot of twin halfback sub packages, which means Harvey's going to play some this year. And he's just got better speed and better catch than Stewart. Even though Stewart's better, he's probably a better runner, strength and whatnot. I still may give him some touches over time. Maybe like just put him in formation subs on one formation that we just run more than usual or something. I don't know. I'll have to think about that later. But here's Poole. He can't catch worth a lick though, but Poole may be a special teams guy for me. We'll check here in a minute. Fullback, we'll put in that other one right here. Wide receiver, Woods will be my number one guy. Gibson was my number one guy last year. He ended up getting the most yards and touchdowns out of the receiving group. So for West Coast offense, it's pretty even keel. Just put your best players at 1, 2, and 3. The question is, who is going to be number 2 for me? Looks like Slaughter has better awareness, but he has like no speed whatsoever. He's a humongous dude. I probably, since I do a lot of stuff in the slot, like post routes and whatnot, I probably need to go here. I probably need to have Slaughter as my number 2. I need more speed in the slot. So we got Rogers. Then it comes down to Rogers and Davis. Awareness is much better for Rogers, so I think that's the smart move. And he's a much better catcher, too. Okay. So I think that makes a whole lot of sense. Woods at my X, Slaughter at Z, and Rogers in the post with his speed. I think that'll work out fine there. Bridges and Sharp will be my top 2 tight ends, just no different than last season. Left tackle, I'm already out right there, so let's just make sure my starters are okay. Let me put my center here. Didn't mean to do that. Here. And I got another one. There we go. What's this going to be my backup, by the way? Both of them got the same awareness. This guy's a little bit bigger. And he's got a little bit better run block. Let me look at his pass block. 80, okay, yeah. We'll just have Taylor over Stovall. Junior, redshirt. Well, they're about the same. Let's just put Stovall in. At number 2 spot. Right guard, looking good there, and right tackle, looking good there. Now, before we get into the defensive side of things, I had a couple of comments about, hey, you need to play Shelton on defense if you can. The problem is, in this game, and I'm sure it's the same in the other ones, once you move an athlete to a position, the rest of his ratings for the other positions go down. If you remember, Shelton was really good at receiver, really good at tight end. But if you look here, it was like between 78 and 82 or something for him at receiver. If you go down, there he is at 56. I think that it's not a glitch in the game. I just don't think the guys who made this game thought that far ahead and say, hey, you got an athlete that could do several things, let him stay that way. But instead, once you just move him to a position, he just becomes crap at other positions. Like you can go look at tight end, and he's down here somewhere. I may have already missed him. He's right there at 56. But I think he was, a 78 or an 80 as a tight end when he was still an athlete. So just remember that when you recruit athletes. If you're going to put him somewhere, he's probably going to stay there. One thing you maybe can test is in the next offseason, save your game before you go into your position changes and move him to another position the next year and see what happens. He may go back and be really good at another position. Who knows? But that's just something to keep in mind. So we got our offense in place. Now, defense. Defensive ends. Pearson's going to start. Whitaker, Sanders. I forgot the other one's going to be... Who needs to be my left end? I need speed at left end. So I'm good there. So Sanders. Let's put Tyson here. Whitaker, Sanders. Pearson, Sanders, and then Whitaker, Tyson. I'm okay with that. The only downside, these guys are great. They look like ideal 3-4 defensive ends, but their speed is just not where it needs to be, but they're good everywhere else. But because I run quarters out of 4-2-5, I need to have my left defensive end have some speed. I wish I had speed on both ends, but I don't. So at default, it's your left end that goes out in the coverage. So I need my left end with better speed. Okay, defensive tackle. Who's going to start here? We got senior, junior, and a junior. Gunn, Griffin, Alexander. Strength, they're all the same, basically. Awareness, it's basically the same. Tackle, Griffin is looking pretty good. That's kind of it, really. They're all just kind of right there. Awareness. They're all going to get some playing time. This is one position where your players get tired a little bit easier than usual. So I'm just going to leave it as is for now. Outside linebacker. I know we got two of them here. I don't need to worry about left outside linebacker. Middle linebacker, we're going to have Bryant and then Copeland behind him, and then Weiser, and we'll put Wright behind Weiser. Left end, or left outside linebacker, we don't have to worry about. We don't have to worry about right outside linebacker in the 4-2-5. Corner, who's going to be my starting two corners? Redshirt freshman, sophomore, and senior. I got two speedsters, 5'11", 6, and 6'1". Awareness is big for me. He's not very fast, but he's tall. He's much better tackler. I need to have Chavez at one or the two. Let's just go Weatherford and Chavez. That way, if I... gosh, that's a tough call right there. Awareness matters to me a lot on defense, especially when you're not controlling the guy. And he's a much better tackler. Let's just go there. Weatherford, he was my third guy last year. I may have to make him my third this year. Gosh, that's a tough call. I need to make a note on that. Corner. I'm just going to write this down. That way I don't forget it. Let me first put on no second offense. And then cornerback, Chavez. And my handwriting's terrible. And Weatherford. It's one of the two. That way I can kind of go back and forth. Weatherford will probably still be my starter on special teams, so I'm okay with having Chavez here. We'll just see how he does. Free safety, Dunbar and Bradshaw. Even though Dunbar's got... That's the worst speed I need at free safety, but he's super smart and good at everything else, but he's just not very fast. So we'll see how this affects us. Hopefully we can survive with him. Strong safety. This should be okay. Burke and Coley rolling. We should be okay there. Kicker? Yes. Punter? Yes. Kick return? Shannon, I'd rather have Taylor's Weatherford, and then that other little halfback, Poole. That's what I want. I could put Shelton. Let's do Shelton at number 3, just in case. We don't really need him there because Weatherford and Poole can handle it. Weatherford, Poole, and Shelton. That's fine. Kickoff, we'll do the kicker. Long snapper, we'll just do our number 2 center. And his backup will be our starting center. Quarterback, we're good there. Okay. Rosters, let's go to our captains. I'm guessing Dunbar's going to be a captain, and he is. And probably one of these 2 guys. Maybe Crowell. Nope. It's going to be Thomas. Nope. Maybe this receiver. Slaughter. Slaughter's going to be a starter, or a captain. I'm okay with that. That's a big kid. He did pretty good for us in the slot a few times when What's-His-Face was hurt. So it's going to be cool to see him at the Z spot, at the Z receiver, and see how he does. Okay, everything else, we are good to go. We'll do formation subs in the first game. Playbook, I'm not really going to change anything. I think I'm pretty happy with what I have and how we finished it with last season. Let's go to Athlon Sports. Preseason polls. They have us 12th. We lost some key guys. Our entire backfield, Jenkins and Wade. Gibson at our X receiver. That was tough. So we're back to B overall, but, you know, we're back in it with a bunch of really good freshmen. B- on offense, but B on defense. We're 12th. Heisman watch. I don't know if we'll have anybody on there. Well, we got a Tennessee guy on there. He was. That's weird. Now, this makes no sense. Tennessee's junior quarterback Atkins is the early favorite to win the Heisman. Yet he is not on the list. That makes a ton of sense. There's a New Mexico State quarterback on there. And the reason why is because Hal Mummy was the coach of New Mexico State in 2005 when this game came out. So they're going to throw the ball over the lot. That's why he's there. Oh, there he is. He's at the bottom. I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. There he is. Cameron Atkins. Good for him. I wish we had a preseason All-American Heisman favorite in real life one day. Maybe Jerry Garitano will do that. Okay, preseason All-Americans. Oh, wow, LSU, look at that. Quarterback and halfback out of the gate. Good for them. All right, Stanford Slaughter. We got to look out for that kid's true sophomore, which tells me I did not recruit him, did I? I don't think I did. 6'8", 200 pounds. That's awesome. That's an ideal receiver right there. I bet he's got some speed. Let's see if we have anybody on the first team. We do. Coley. Second team, nobody. Let's go Pac-10. Cal, Washington, Cal. We lost a lot of players, apparently. They just don't think we're going to do any good this year. We're going to have to surprise some people, I guess. Shannon Woods, second team. There we go. We got Travis Thomas, second team, tackle. And that's it. Not a whole lot. So hopefully we'll have a few more postseason all-conference players than preseason. Conference outlook. They got us number 2 behind USC. That probably makes sense. I'm sure they're still loaded with talent. Cal, Oregon State, Stanford, and you go down the line. Arizona's on the back end with Washington. Toughest places to play. Now, I had a comment a few weeks ago or whenever. This changes over time. And I know it changes. This is a perfect example. At the beginning of any season, when you start a dynasty, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium is number 1. I'm quite positive they're number 1 on the list. But look who's number 1 now. In this dynasty, it's Mountaineer Field, it's West Virginia. So this changes over time. The better you do, if you're, a coach for one of these teams, your team will move up. Washington State was in the top 25 at the beginning. We're not there now, but maybe we'll get back in there. Maybe next season or something. I don't know if you can get back in. I'm guessing you can because these teams are moving around on the list. Because like I said, I do know West Virginia is not number 1 at the beginning. Okay. I think everything else is good to go. So let's go to in-season recruiting. Now, let's look at what we need here. It says we need another big-time receiver of some sort. We don't need a half. Fullback is a big deal for me. So fullback, tight end. Let me just write these down. I don't want to try to remember this. Let's go fullback, tight end. We're good at tackle. Let's get a guard. Center, we're good there. Defensive end, good. Outside linebacker, middle linebacker. Technically, 3 and 3 is enough with a 4-2-5. It's weird that with corner, I mean, the 4-2-5 literally only needs 2 corners out there at all times. Yet it's saying 4 is not enough. So that doesn't make much sense, but if we don't feel that need, then we'll put in a walk on there, when that's the last thing we want. I'm still going to put a middle linebacker because they're so versatile. And corner. And it says I need an extra free safety, so we'll go after another one. And we're good at strong safety, good at kicker, good at punter. So that's 6 of them. So we can at least try to fill those 6 on top of any other studs we may find. So now we won the national championship. It makes sense that I had an awesome recruiting class, just because once you win a national title, everybody and their brother wants to come to your school. I mean, just look at Clemson and Alabama. Look at the top 25 recruiting rankings right now. It's them, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, LSU. That's because those teams win all the time. It just makes sense. So I think once you win a national championship, I think it's wild, wild west for you in terms of recruiting. I mean, you should be attracting a bunch of kids if you win that big at that high of a level. Okay, now let's look and see who our pipeline states are. I'm pretty sure it's just California. Let's keep going and see if we got... I'm going to go start recruiting Hawaii a little bit. We picked up that big quarterback. I don't know if he'll ever play because he's kind of buried in the depth chart, but he's really talented. But there's no reason for me not to start recruiting Hawaii a little bit. Idaho, got to look at that a little bit. I picked up a defensive tackle from Idaho in the regular season. Let's go through the rest of these. I think Canada should be another one. That should be it. Washington, obviously. Oregon is not, but Oregon just doesn't produce a ton of talent. 3 players. You know, all 3 stars. So I'm not too worried about recruiting Oregon. But Canada is a priority for us, too. We've done really well with Canada so far. Got a couple 4 stars right here. So let's go back. I want to... Let's go... crap. Let's go Washington State. There's a grand total of 5 of them. We don't need a quarterback, even though he's a top 50, but we just... Bellevue, Washington, that makes a ton of sense. Bellevue. Oh, what big high school is from Bellevue? Oh, Skyline? Is Skyline High School in Bellevue, Washington? I don't remember. Bellevue sounds very familiar to me. But here's a 4-star tight end. Local kid, 6'6", 248, 4'6'9". We're recruiting him. We need one. Look at my notes here. Left tackle, corner. He's too small. I'm not too worried about the rest of these. So we'll just go after him for now. Let's go to Canada. 4'48" middle linebacker, 6'2", A awareness. I like that. We can go ahead and put a scholarship on him. Corner, too small. If I'm going to get a corner, I'm going to get what I want. Middle linebacker, strong safety. Here's a 5'11" wide receiver, D+. Awareness, that's not too good. So let's go to California. Let's go to Hawaii first. Let's get that one out of the way. 5-star out of Hawaii. Aaron Fontaine. Mililani Town, Hawaii. 6'1", 178. Probably the top corner in this little group of the regular season or in-season recruiting. 4'16". That's Usain Bolt numbers right there. So we're going to recruit him. Here's a 4'5", A+ awareness. That's a pretty good middle linebacker right there. I may go back to him if I got room. 4-star, 6 foot, 175, 4'24". That's another good one for corner. Look at all these 4 stars for Hawaii. Good for them. C- on the awareness. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but most receivers in season don't have very good awareness in this game. It just, for whatever reason, I don't know why. I'm going to go and wait on this one. Let's go to California on a big jet plane. Let's go. Now let's do by position. I'm not worried about it. Quarterback. Let's look and see if anybody's abnormally huge or something. Halfback, we're set there, technically. And I don't like recruiting halfbacks in the regular season in this offense because they need to find out if they can catch or not. And you just never know with these guys, so I'm not going to bother. No fullback. Receiver. Not much. Here's a kid 6'7", 215. But he's 4'4", 5'10", 160. That's little. 4-star tight end. Balanced. I may go back to him. Ray Stone. Now let's go ahead and put a scholarship on him. Tackle, I'm not worried about. Let's go to guard. 465, 690. But he's small. He's kind of small too. I'm looking at weight here. We'll go ahead and put a scholarship on this cat just because of his squat. Keith Trott. Defense, I'm not worried about that. Not worried about any of those for now. Outside linebacker. I really don't need one, do I? I got 3 of them. 4.52 is enticing. Let's go ahead and put a scholarship on that kid. Reggie Swoops. Middle linebacker. They got nothing in the state. 5'11", 172. That's just too short for my liking. Even though he's a top 50 guy. Free safety. I have to get somebody here. I need speed. Heath Porter's a possibility. I'd love to have this kid. He's not very smart. We're going to wait. He's just a 3-star too. Okay, now let's just go back to all of them. Let's go to Idaho. Let me just look at a couple other close ones first. You never know. Here's a 4-star halfback. That kid may be really good. Another halfback and a free 6'3", 195. And let's go look at Oregon, just in case, just because we're close. I may be able to steal somebody from here. Again, 2 halfbacks and a receiver. I'm not too keen on getting any of them right now unless I find a real big stud. So let's just go back to all. Let's go to fullback. South Dakota. This guy would be ideal. He's a receiving fullback, which means he could probably catch just at least a little bit. And he's kind of close. South Dakota's close enough, so we'll go after him. Louisiana, Texas, Missouri, Virginia, Texas, Michigan. I may go after this Missouri kid. That's not close, but it's closer than somebody out of Florida, I guess. There's a kid out of Colorado. But I need some speed here. I'd love to go after this Virginia kid, but that's just too far out. Let's go after this Hayden kid. Okay, now let's go to wide receiver. Louisiana, 416. Man. 6'3", 200, Clint Harris, West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Take me home, country roads. That's a Randy Moss cat right there. Okay, Oklahoma. That's a possibility. He's really small. Height's not the biggest deal for me, but it's nice to have. Ohio, Arizona. That's a possibility. That's not too far down the road. Michigan, Mississippi, Wisconsin. Let's go back. Let's just go after the Arizona kid, and let's go after this Oklahoma kid. He's strong. He's the strongest of the bunch, it looks like. He may be pretty good. We'll see. So we'll go after those two. So we got 2 scholarships left. Let's just keep going. I'm good at tackle. I actually need another one, don't I? Let's go after a tackle and a guard. A tackle and a guard. So let's go. Let's just look here. New York, Texas, California. Well, this is the kid right here we got to get. Brandon Hunter, 495 on the bench, 715 on the squat. Yes, please. Nobody else comes close to that strength. I mean, not even close. So that was an obvious pick. Let's see if we can get lucky with him. And let's go find a big beastly guard. Florida, Ohio, Illinois. California kid, I'm already going after the 1. Now let's go back up and look at their numbers a little bit. Anybody go over 700? No. 465. Florida or Schroeder. Or Johnson or Schroeder out of Ohio. Let's just go after the 1 for now. So what else do I really need that might as well go ahead and get somebody? Let's go back. Let me look at my roster real quick. I may have to go look at an outside linebacker. He's a junior. We got a redshirt freshman, a senior, and a sophomore. Chad Wright will probably start next season if Weiser leaves, so I'm okay there. I may go after another middle linebacker because he's a senior. He'll always start. Maybe go after another defensive end. No, I'm kind of set here. I don't even have a senior there. Free safety was probably what we need to go after, so let's go back and find another free safety. Somebody with some real speed to him. Lightning speed, if we can. I may have to go across the country to go get him, though. 439, 439. 435. Mississippi and Virginia. I'm not too happy about any of them, to be honest. So, I wish you could recruit athletes. That would be awesome. So, it looks like the top players just overall in this group. Got an outside linebacker out of Illinois. He may be worth going after. A guard out of Florida. Bixby, Oklahoma. Pat Hill. But I'm just going to wait on that. Guard and a guard. Center. That's the top, supposedly top receiver out of that group. Let's go ahead and go after this Sean Poe kid at Illinois. Let's just go ahead and do that. All right, that's all of our scholarships. We've done everything else. Let's go to play week. Let's simulate it. And then we'll fill out our recruiting points. Then I'll let you go. Ooh. Getting ready for some football tomorrow night. I got to do some scouting. We got BYU in another next week. Tennessee does. They play Utah tomorrow night. I kind of need to watch that game, look at that game film for a few days. That's going to be a tough test for us. Okay. Let's go back to recruiting. And see what we got here. All right. Outside linebacker Sean Poe already likes our program's goals fall in line with his. That tells me that's program prestige. I'm pretty sure. Either way, it's a plus. We got to take advantage of it. So let's go ahead and let's do 10 points for him for now. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We kind of put 10 points on everybody, don't we? And just kind of go from there. Unless you got like a minus. Here's a wide receiver. That's good. We're down on his list, but he likes our pitch, or one of them. Just make sure we don't have any minuses across the board. And we don't. So let's just go ahead and do, I think we can do 8 across the board. And we'll just, like the last, this has been a good strategy to use. In the past, I was just going after 5 guys as hard as I can. But the last 2 seasons, the last one with SMU and then last season with Washington State, putting points on everybody and just kind of going with the flow throughout the season has worked out pretty well. Like I said in the past, the only downside to this is you've obviously have seen off-season recruits are a whole lot better than in-season recruits. I mean, even these 5-star guys are like the low 5-star guys. So that's something to keep in mind. It's almost like with in-season, you really want to try to find the best you can, but do you really need that many? But there's nothing wrong with having more bodies. I'd rather have too many. I'd rather have them than not need them than need them and not have them. If that makes sense. Let's go back to 8, and let's go 8. Got 2 more spots left. We'll go after this 5-star, and we'll do this receiver for now. He likes one of our pitches. Let's take that one back off. Let's do a 9 on the middle linebacker. Okay, that's it. We'll just see how it goes throughout the season recruiting-wise. So in the next video, we're going to start our gauntlet heading back to Dallas, Texas to take on SMU. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can take care of business. And after that, we got to go to Blacksburg, Virginia. Then after that, Auburn's coming up here, 20th in the country. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Come on back, and I'll talk to you guys later.